the files aren't being released, and there's going to be a huge blowback to the MAGA movement. So if Trump and them are not truly prepared, which it looks like they won't be, then my goodness gracious Cretaceous, they ain't ready for the storm that's coming their way. So let's play this video here. It's MTG. You know me. Talking about what could happen with the Epstein case.
World specifically.
It's pretty big, I have to be honest. It's just a red line that it crosses for many people. Jeffrey Epstein is literally the most well-known convicted pedophile in modern day history. This is something that's been talked about by many people serving in the administration, myself and many others on the right and the left, of there needing to be transparency of the rich and powerful elites that were in his circle while he was just one of the worst serial abusers of young women. It has been a very serious situation for the administration, and many people are speaking out online. You've seen it. You saw it at Turning Point Student Action Summit this weekend. And a lot of people in MAGA, they really want to know more information about the people that were involved with Jeffrey Epstein. And is there a blackmail list? And are there foreign countries' governments involved? And there's nothing wrong with people continuing to ask that.
For the first time in his political life, Donald Trump is losing control of the message. The MAGA base is demanding answers after Attorney General Pam Bondi announced that Jeffrey Epstein did not have a client list. At the time of his death, Epstein faced charges over the sex trafficking of underage girls. Bondi's announcement is a 180 from the theories Trump and his allies have promoted for years. For example, Dan Bongino.
A lot of people think that he was killed. He knew a lot on a lot of people.
He was killed.
You think so? Yeah, I'd be inclined to do the Epstein. I'd have no problem with it.
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list. That is an important thing.
Put on your big boy pants and let us know who the pedophiles are.
I'm not ever going to let this story go because of what I heard from a source about Bill Clinton on a plane with Jeffrey Epstein. I'm not letting it go ever.
Okay, well,
I'm sorry, sir. Hold on. Say that again.
I'm not ever going to let this story go because of what I heard from a source about Bill Clinton on a plane with Jeffrey Epstein. I'm not letting it go ever. I heard from a source about Bill Clinton on a plane with Jeffrey Epstein. I'm not letting it go ever. I heard from a source about Bill Clinton on a plane with Jeffrey Epstein. I'm not letting it go ever. What I heard from a source about Bill Clinton on a plane with Jeffrey Epstein. I'm not letting it go ever. What I heard from a source about Bill Clinton on a plane with Jeffrey Epstein. I'm not letting it go ever.
Hey, chat. Let's have democracy in the chat. Yay! Democracy in the chat. You think he'll follow through with that promise? Type 1 for yes, Kit. He will. I promise you, he will. A type 2. Kit, you evil, awful man. What's wrong with you? Him not letting it go, huh? Not letting it go? Not letting it go? Really?
And here's what I think about it.
Yep, there you go. There you go.
Okay, well, now he's deputy director at the FBI, and Bongino is talking about quitting over handling of the Epstein case. The group chat is back. Jasmine, one of the things that struck me about watching this play out online in social media posts is people saying someone should be fired. This person needs to go. That person needs to go. Is it Bondi? Is it Bongino? Where's Kash Patel? What are you hearing?
Yeah, well, I think people have to look back to Signalgate and how long it took President Biden to fire Mike Waltz, and yet he's still
President Trump, yeah.
President Trump to fire Mike Waltz, and yet he is still now heading for a confirmation vote to be the UN ambassador, right? President Trump does not want to fire his cabinet. And in fact, he really actually likes Pam Bondi. They spend a lot of time together. They have a lot of FaceTime, and they've had for years. He also says that he likes Dan Bongino. Of course, Dan Bongino showed up to work yesterday, a source told me, really.
Teddy G, if you are involved in any way concealing the global PDF file op, you are an off-the-leash depraved scumbag. You know what, Teddy G? I will push it even further. I'll push it even further. If you are a person that for the past 5 years, from 2019 up until now, you were talking about Jeffrey Epstein and now accepting what the administration has said, sent, delivered, and then you're telling people to stop talking about it. You're choosing not to talk about it. You are also a scumbag, in my opinion. Can we stop pretending like there isn't evil? Can we stop pretending that there isn't villainy in Hollywood or in Washington, D.C.? Can we really? Because, look, can you imagine one day I just say, hey, guys, citizen ballot initiatives, that's a bad idea. We're not doing it. But, Kit, it's about getting back our power. Shut up. You don't need power. You don't need to execute your right as a citizen in the United States. Can you imagine if I said that? Hey, guys, let's vote Democrat or Republican. Yeah. But, Kit, you said support independents and third parties. And I know you're burnt out by elections. What happened? I got that paycheck. I mean, shut up. Vote Democrat or Republican. Now, see, citizen ballot initiatives, voting third parties, doing mutual aid, these are things I support. Okay? I've gone on the record saying this. Mutual aid, creating movements and organizations not connected to Washington, D.C. When I hear about my audience doing great things, that's awesome. Being leaders in your city, state, whatever. That's stuff I want to see. Now, what I've mentioned is, just stuff that I think universally everyone across the political spectrum could agree with. But can you imagine, for 5 years, you've had people make a career, build an influence, get a following for talking about the most prolific human trafficker in human history, Teddy G. Not only did you hit the nail on the head, you got to go further with that. If there are people who made a career out of this and now just saying, it's all over, accept the evidence. People should be raging out. Because I don't accept what has been delivered before us. Because it doesn't add up. And I invite anyone, whether you are a disgruntled Trump supporter, independent, third party, I invite everybody. And to Trump people who are pissed off at Trump, hey, I know the feeling. I know the feeling. Bernie Sanders was a nutless wonder.
Something that the administration hopes is kind of the first step for this to be, just a bridge over troubled water, something kind of in the distance, and that the base gets over it. Of course, I talked to one MAGA influencer who basically said the base, after this, couple of days, including President Trump's Truth Social, was unmoved, that they're not moving on. And so they're kind
even
of
as he says over and over again, is anyone still talking about this? And
so
the answer
kind of
is
between
yes.
a rock and a hard place. But I think that people have to recognize that Donald Trump does not want to give anybody a scalp, and he actually really likes Pam Bondi. And so I don't necessarily see him firing her, at least in the
In the meantime, Democrats weighing in on this. Here's House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries.
The American people.
Now, we already seen this video, but the reason why I brought up Marjorie Taylor Greene is because, you rarely see it amongst the leadership and the Democrats, to really break ranks. But MTG, though, because, with Republicans, again, I got to be a little speculative here, and I'll just give my opinion. I mean, one could say that MTG, me, is trying to maintain power, gain power, say whatever you want, but at the same time as well, you need to call it out. So I will accept any kind of help that's coming from anybody to really address the scum and the evil that's being portrayed and being put before us in real time. I am worried about the future of just overall what's going to happen with the Epstein files. I could see them being buried just like the MLK, JFK, and RFK Sr. files. I mean, this is just going to be added in there. Now, we have brave politicians coming forward, but hope doesn't come from D.C. Hope doesn't come from our politicians, and relief doesn't come from them either. You see, here's the real frightening moment for all of you. And this is something that each of us have to come to terms with in our own way. Because you know what? Maybe I'm wrong, and I will defer it to people who I respect and know better, or who do know better, who have shown me real strength. I propose this to you, my viewing audience. Each of us in our own way are going to have to step up and be more vocal about this. Share it with people. Talk it with people. We can't let the story die. We can't just forget about it. Because right now, as we speak, There is a man, a woman, a child that is a victim of trafficking happening now. If you think that infrastructure that Jeffrey Epstein built is gone, well, perhaps it's not the monolithic titan it once was, but fractured. You better believe that there's somebody who just swooped on in, took the throne, and is now running it in secret. And in 10, 20, 30 years, we'll see who this person or people are. And we'll wonder, oh my God, how did this happen? And then a frightening reality will hit you. You saw this before. So instead of that scenario playing out, we keep on pushing. We keep on fighting. We keep on screaming. We keep on working together. And this involves everyone, every single American, no matter what state you live in. Share this story. Talk about this story. Don't let it die. There was a vote. Congress, the Republicans, majority of them said blocking the list, denying it. I mean, but voting them out isn't going to solve the problem. Replacing them with Democrats won't solve the problem because the Democrats will protect their own. No, it's got to be something different. Now, if you're as furious as I am, it's time to work with your neighbors and your friends and people. It's time to say enough of this. Because as we speak right now, the real danger is that what Jeffrey Epstein built will be rebuilt again. And it might be more hidden this time. It may not be revealed again for quite some time. Let's not have that scenario, huh? What a sight it would be if people still keep talking about it. Like it's bothering Trump 24/7, and it's bothering the Democrats, and it's bothering the Republicans, because, oh no, people aren't listening to the slew and slop of propaganda. People are not listening to corporate media or the politicians. And the people are finally speaking out. That's a sight I'd like to see.